Hello YouTube, my name is Mr. S and I am a teacher for preschool. I'm here to help everybody learn something. Every parent wants their child to succeed in life. Part of that success is trying to help your children, right? We all want to watch our children grow and be great, so part of that is helping them. The best thing to do for that is participation. If we don't participate in the lives of our children, how can we expect them to do what we want them to do if we're not there helping them? We want to help our children. We want them to succeed. We want them to do great. And in order to do those things, we, as parents, as guardians, as adults, have to help them get there. If nobody helps them get there, how are they going to get there? Children are like boats in the sea. If we don't guide them and give them a map, they might wander around and learn a lot, but it won't be as focused as it could be if we're there helping them along the way. It's always nice to have the GPS or compass or even the sun when trying to find out where you are. So my channel is going to be focusing on teaching children basic skills. Much of what I'm going to teach is based off something called the DRDP. The DRDP stands for Desired Results Developmental Profile. That is what Head Start uses. I work for Head Start, so a lot of what I'm going to be helping you guys with comes from Head Start. So one of the big things about the DRDP is it's developmentally appropriate. What that means is it kind of focuses on the children's needs and doesn't really kind of push it on them. So for example, trying to make a 6th grader read a novel that's designed for college wouldn't seem appropriate, right? Well, if you try to make your child write their name and they're just learning how to use a pencil, it might be inappropriate to have them sit there and try to write their name for an hour, when you could find another activity that will help them work on their pincer grasp and push them towards something like trying to write a letter, trying to write a line, trying to write a circle, even just scribbling, because the scribbling might help them. It's kind of like trying to write with your left hand. It's kind of hard. Try to write something, even your name. If you're a lefty, try the right hand. So whatever hand you're not dominant with, give it a try. It is hard. This is exactly how children feel. Their bodies are new. Their bodies are growing. Within 3 years, you see children go from little tiny infants to grown little children. And this is the thing. They're not used to their bodies yet. They're still learning. As they're like, oh, I got my hand down, it's like, oh, it's changed now. It's longer. My body's changing in so many ways. It's hard for me to control it. And this is why it's so hard for them to write at the beginning. Even though the task seems so minute and simple, it really isn't that simple. So in order to help them, we have to think like we were children. What was it like for us? Was it really easy to write your name? Do you remember it being that easy? Because I remember mine was really hard. I had 9 letters. S-E-B-A-S. Yeah, I had so many letters in my name, I didn't even know how to really spell it till I was at least in like 1st grade. Honestly, no joke. I know it's crazy, but sometimes we have to just cut the kids some slack and make it fun and creative. Refocusing now. Go back to the whole purpose of this. This YouTube channel is here to help you guys. I want to help people, right? I am a teacher. Why? To help everybody. And sometimes it gets hard being a parent. There's no manual. There's no guide. There's no map. It's all like, here's a baby. Do what you can with it. Hey, don't screw up, or you could go to jail, or the baby will die, or it's great. Here you go. So there's no set way. So here we are together trying to build a community of mutual agreements to try to figure out how can we help these children. Everybody wants their children to be successful, right? And sometimes the children don't understand that. They're like, why do I have to learn these letters? Who cares? They're not fun. But what if we made them fun? Then they would want to learn the letters. They would want to know these things. It drives me crazy that some of these children know every single Disney princess and every single action figure, but they don't even know their own full name. How is that? Well, that's just because it's simple psychology, data, information. Whatever seems like, ooh, I want to learn that. Our brains are like, boom, they're like sponges. They'll learn it. Pow! But if it's not interesting to the brain, it's really hard to learn. A good example of this is trying to learn history when you feel like it's boring. You're going to sit there like, and Abraham Lincoln, I just remember like back in the day, like, oh my gosh. And I remember even in high school, there was 2 teaching teams. One teaching team was very old school. We kind of sat around, read books. We didn't do much. And then we found out the other teaching team, when they did the Civil War, they put down the desk. They took paper balls. They were throwing them at each other. But they learned so much more. Why? Because it was fun. People wanted to come to school. Here I am sitting, Francis Bacon, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so boring. We're just sitting here, and it's just like regurgitation. But the other class was inspired to come every day. Why? Because the teacher made it fun. The teacher made it exciting. All the principles that come from child development can be applied to our whole life. Everything. Whenever something's fun, we want to do it. Whenever something's exciting, it's like a hobby. For adults, when they have a hobby, they know everything about it. Oh, they can tell you who creates this, where to buy this, what's the best one, who are the best people in it. Hobbies. That is the same thing as when we as teachers are trying to make things exciting. So when people get engaged and they're excited, they want to learn everything about it. They want to come back every day and they want to continue it. When they don't care. They just kind of lose it. Like, oh, okay, that was a great test. Blah. And they move on. So I'm here to help you. And I mean, what? Doesn't cost you anything to be here listening to me. All it does is create a learning environment. So if you guys want to find out more about what's going on with me, hit me a message. Hit the subscribe button down there, and that will help me know who cares enough to watch this. And different things I'll be doing is reading books, showing you activities, doing awesome kids songs. So if you don't feel like doing it one day, if your kid wants to listen to a story, if your kid's on their iPad or whatever they're doing, at least they're doing something productive. So if your child wants to hear the book, bring him to me. I'll read him the book. You know, because you can play me infinitely. I can play forever and ever. MrSs play in your brain forever. Now, of course, I want you to read the book. And I can show you how I read the book, so maybe you can see, that was very interesting. Maybe I can do it that way. In the end, as long as we're interacting with our children and we're doing productive things with them, that's what really matters in the end. Okay, so like I said, hit me up. I'll be around. You know, I ain't going anywhere, so talk to my friends later.